We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. You are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, you are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace.
Lighting the Flames of Faith, a call to service. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all sentient beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples the way of prime spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And as Reverend Bruce lights the last candle, let it represent the path that brought you here this morning. I invite you to join me in prayer. And right here, right now, in this holy and sacred moment, centering in the truth that there is only one power, one life, one infinite presence, one essence of life. This one that is God, that is Spirit, that is everywhere present, is making itself known by means of its own self-awareness, making itself known as beauty and joy and creativity. Everywhere present in its entirety, it simply is. And so knowing that I am one with this one, I also know that it is the truth of each and every one of us, of all life. We are one with that one. There is only that one. And so I celebrate the presence of God in and through and as each one of us today as we join together in celebration, in this service, in this time of knowing the divine, making it welcome through the words, through the message, through this activity called spiritual community. And so I know that each one of us is raised up in consciousness as we align with that truth. I know that each one of us recognizes that truth, embodies it, and experiences it. And so with my heart filled with appreciation and gratitude for all of the ways that this shows up, I simply let go and let God do its divine work. And together we say, and so it is. And it is my pleasure to remember to introduce Dr. Heather Dawn Clark.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Capistrano Valley, where, as always, we will discuss ideas that can be used as tools for transformation, and when you apply them to your life, and your life is transformed, the world is a better place. It looks better through your eyes, but it really is a better place because you have a different consciousness, and you have therefore started to create a world that works for everyone. So welcome, welcome home. I would like to introduce the people who are on the platform or who will be on the platform with me this morning. You already met my platform assistant, Reverend Patty Mercado, who as usual is doing double duty, but we love that she does that. With her, you're going to see later on one of our students, one of our newer students, Harry Macy, is going to be with her on the platform later on. Yeah, good for Harry. Our fabulous band, Diane King Band, our music director, choir director. Ed Cusby on guitar, David Page on drums, and Bill Dixon on bass. Before I mention our guest vocalists and our vocalists, I'd like to introduce our newest minister. Would you please come up here, Reverend Michael? This is Reverend Michael DeFeeble, who joins us from who joins us from Westlake Village. He graduated with the ministers, Reverend Karen, Reverend Patty, etc. He's one of the 12, and we are very happy to have him here. Welcome home, Reverend Michael. And now we'd like to acknowledge your greatest gifts, the greatest gift that God has given. And to help me do that, our guest vocalist and our song leaders, Alan Dale. So if you have a birthday in May, would you please stand up so we can give you a lot of love? Well, look at you all. Wow. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Genevieve and Doris, did you get your creative thought? Would you still stand up until they come with your creative thoughts? Joyce over here also. We've got two people over in this area, Martha over there. Wow, what a wonderful month this has been. Look at all of these glorious people. And Doris, back to back. The creative thought that they received is a book of affirmative prayers. And so when you turn to your birthday, you will discover what it is that God is saying to you, because it'll be special on your day. But now we're all going to stand and we're going to sing a song that we all know. It's a Beatles tune. So please stand.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Spirit always comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, it is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be. Let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. But though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music, Spirit always comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Give yourself a hand. Greet the people around you, and then we'll declare our principles. All right, and please be seated. We're going to read our Declaration of Principles together. You'll see them on the screens. Please join me. I believe in God, the one creative intelligence, operating through the universe and operating throughout my entire being, now and always. I believe this perfect spirit operates upon a law of mind and creates my experience exactly according to my belief. I believe this perfect creative intelligence can be used by me and by every other person to produce health, abundance, and love in mind, body, and total life experience. I use it now, and I rejoice in it, and so it is. Very well done. I'd like to acknowledge those of you who are in service today or have been in service this week. So if that's you, please stand so we can give you a lot of love. I see choir members not standing, and I know you were here rehearsing that service. And then if the practitioners would remain standing, practitioners are trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer, and if you want your life to change, yeah, practitioners and ministers, if you want your life to change, make an appointment with one of these people. If you want a taste of that on Sunday, you have a brief consultation on Sunday as our gift to you. And with the people who are actually in service this morning, remain standing so I can introduce them. So we have Holding the High Watch, Dave Friedman. We have Reverend Bruce Fredenberg. We have Reverend Karen Allen. And reading the affirmation, we have Kimberly Woldridge, who will come forward, read it, and then we'll read it together. Let's acknowledge them.
Today, I trust my divine guidance. I recognize it by the peace and joy it brings. I follow this guidance even when it seems illogical. And now, today, I trust my divine guidance. I recognize it by the peace and joy it brings. I follow this guidance even when it seems illogical. And so it is.
This is the time in our service that we get just a little bit quiet. We begin with a chant, and we're chanting this month, Allendale chant, Surrender. I'll lead you in a little meditation, some silence, and then we'll finish with the same chant.
Surrender to the present. Set your mind free. Let love flow. Surrender to the present. Set your mind free. Let love flow. Surrender to the present. Set your mind free. Let love flow. Surrender to the present. Set your mind free. Let love flow. Surrender to the presence. Set your mind free. Let love flow.
Surrendering to that presence with your mind free. Put your attention on that sacred place of the Most High, which is God within. Put your attention there in the cave of your heart, knowing there is nothing but this divine one, by this divine presence. Imagine that your consciousness is stilling like a pond. It's still. It's like a mirror. It's so still. And then with one graceful dive, you dive deep into that consciousness, into the sacred self, into the silence. And for 1 minute, just allow that silence to nurture you.
Surrender to the presence. Set your mind free. Let love flow.
And now come back to the awareness of this sweet place and where you are in it, being fully present. You want to come back into your body so you can really enjoy this as I present our special music, Allendale. Let's acknowledge.
So this song we're going to sing for you today is another Rick Dale song. It's on our first CD, and it is called Talk to Me.
Talk to me in the darkness of my soul. I've been waiting all my life to hear you talk to me. Talk to me when I'm lonely and afraid. Caress my spirit with the word. Talk to me. I've been talking to myself since I first learned how, but I never knew how
until now.
Sing to me in the beating of my heart, in the wind and rain and ocean. Sing to me. Won't you sing to me of the freedom that is mine? Make it clear and strong and beautiful. Sing to me.
In the quiet of the night it came to me, it is done unto you, if you only believe.
Listen, I've been with you all along, responding to you every time you call. Listen to the silence between your thoughts. Behold the wonders of life shining all around you. I love you and I want you to listen. Listen. Talk to me. Listen. Talk to me. Listen.
It's a perfect song. It sets up the whole month. Our whole month is we're the year of living joyously. And now this is living from the intuitive side, living from the intuitive side. In our journal, and if you're doing our journal, you haven't come to this one yet. It's tomorrow or the next day. But it comes from an Alan Alda quote, which is this: you must leave the comfort of your city and go to the wilderness of your intuition. You will discover something wonderful. You will discover you. So, leaving the comfort of the city, going to the wilderness of your intuition, you're going to discover what? You. You're going to discover the real you, the truth of you, the Christ of you. I was thinking about it and thinking, well, it's quite romantic going into the wilderness. You know, there's no path in the wilderness. And here's where my mind went. Two places, Hansel and Gretel. They're dumped in the woods. They're in the wilderness. They can't get out there. Wicked witch finds them, et cetera, et cetera. Then it goes to Judy Chapman, who she'll be happy I'm talking about this. She's in the desert with her mother this weekend, and she loves the desert and she loves snakes. They're a snake family. I am not of that ilk. So when I went thinking of sleeping under the stars in the desert, and then I think of all of the desert creatures and go, I actually prefer the comfort of the city. Thank you very much. The wilderness of my intuition isn't very appealing to me in the reality of life. And I'm going to guess that for many of us, it's not very appealing when it comes right down to it, too. Because in order to go into that wilderness of your intuition, you have to let go of knowing what you know. You have to let go of the facts in your mind. You have to be willing to trust a feeling that might not make sense. You have to be willing to trust that greater presence that you are. And all of us, I bet if we had a little conversation right now with your person you're sitting nearest to, you would discover there are plenty of times when you've been guided, either to do something that didn't make sense to you or not to do something that was making great sense to you. Um, intuition is that thing that is forever whispering. You could think of it as God is always talking to us. That inner voice, the heaven within, whatever you call it, life is always talking to us. Don't like the God word. Good is always talking to us. But we're often tuned into the wrong frequency. We can't hear that voice for God, for good, because we're listening to all the crap that we've decided is more important than listening to the God, listening to the good. I was rereading an Eckhart S. Warren book on meditation, and it's actually this is the book, The Ardent Fire. Some of you have read it, I know, because it's part of classes. And it's a book that takes each of the verses of the Bhagavad Gita and then talks about how that can be applied to your life. And he was saying something that just makes so much sense to me. We all know that holding resentment is like holding a stone that we're going to hurl at someone else, but we're holding it. It hurts us. It doesn't hurt the person that we're thinking about. And we know that. So most of us know enough to let go of those resentments. But here's what he says, and I love this. He said, the problem is that commandos parachute in all the time. And they're wearing camouflage. You can't see them. You can't make them out. You don't know it's really resentment. It looks like indignation. Someone did me wrong. Someone ignored me. Someone wasn't kind to me. It looks like that. However, once all of those commandos come out from the bushes, what is it? It's resentment. It is the very thing that keeps us separate from hearing that God voice. Because, my favorite quote, page 299 of the textbook, the God of love cannot hear the prayer of the one who fails to love. And if we're filled with resentment, if we're filled with anything, we can't hear the voice of God within us. It's only when we get still, when we let go of all that stuff, that we're tuned in to the infinite, tuned in to God, to our good. And that one is always for us. As that wonderful affirmation said that Vidette's been writing this year, that when I am filled with peace and love, I know I'm being guided. If you're filled with terror, that's not the voice for God. You might not even like what it's indicating you have to do, but you'll be filled with peace because you know it's the right direction for you to move in. I was reading some stories last night about people who had experienced great intuition, and one of them was a woman who had a dream, and the first night she had the dream, she could see these people, and they were contained in something like barbed wire, and they looked really unhealthy. They were like they were starving to death. There were maybe about 6 of them. And they were talking to her in a foreign language. She couldn't understand what they were saying. So it bothered her. She remembered it. She told her husband about it. He said, oh, well, forget it. It's probably nothing. A week later, she has the same dream, but now instead of 6 people, there are a dozen people. And they're really telling her she can tell they're trying to communicate with her. Anyway, this goes on week 3, and there's 20 people. Week 4, there are 100 people. And then week 5, it's the same place, the same location. There are no people. And she says, "Where are you? You have to talk to me. Tell me what you..." And she hears a voice, "Go deeper." Now, meanwhile, with all of this, she had been going to the doctor, getting blood tests, getting checked. Is there anything going on? And no, nothing. So she went back to her doctor and she said, "What's the deepest part of the human body?" He said, "Probably the colon." She said, "I want a colonoscopy." He said, "You'll have to pay for it. It's not indicated that you need this. It's not in your history. There's no evidence that you should have this." But she persisted, and she said, "I want to stay awake while you're doing the procedure." And she heard and saw. They got in the colon, they saw a big black mass, and she heard the doctor say, "Oh," and she saw it. And so they put her under and they operated right away. It saved her life. That dream was her intuition speaking to her. And she knew it was speaking to her about her health, but she didn't know enough until she asked that last question, "What are you trying to say to me?" Go deeper. And I thought, well, that's a good thing for me to tell you this morning. Always the answer is go deeper. It's my answer for me too. Don't just look at the surface of your life or the surface of your consciousness. If you're visioning or if you're doing some spiritual work and thinking about the life you'd love to live, don't just take the first ideas. Go deeper. Go deeper. Ask, what else? What else do I need to know? What are you trying to tell me? So it might seem like the wilderness, that intuition truly is a wilderness. There's no path. But here's the thing, once you're in that place, you know exactly the path. It may not appear to anyone else as a path, but you know exactly what to do. You know exactly what their direction is for you. So Ernest Holmes wanted to read you a little bit. I apologize, it was all ready to go. It was all ready to go again. But this is a good opportunity to tell you that doing this work in the journaling is really good, and you're going to be invited to have an opportunity to do 21 days of spiritual practice later on in the service. And I've been doing it. I'm on day 5, I believe, or 4. And it is powerful. I'm getting in touch with some great things, except how to keep my iPad on when I turn it off for a minute. Okay, here's what Ernest is saying. One part of the mind is already in heaven. Just imagine this. One part of the mind is already in heaven, for there is a place in you and in me that is above confusion and fear. No matter how disturbed our thoughts may be, if we get quiet long enough and listen deeply enough, we shall hear. So I don't know about you, but I know that confusion and fear for me are like those commandos. They come in when I'm not looking. They hide behind the bushes, and they come out in ways of reaction rather than responsiveness. They come out by a word of judgment when really one of compassion was what was called for. So your wilderness probably looks different from mine. But I'm going to bet that even if you love being in the desert all by yourself, that it takes spiritual discipline and practice to continue going deeper into that intuitive part of you. Because all of us find a place where it's more comfortable to stay in the city in what is known than go into exploring the unknown of us. And yet, here's the thing. Since it's all God, since every bit of you is God, all you can find is good and greater good. There is nothing else to find in that wilderness. Any snakes are friendly. Any snakes are harmless because you invited them in. They're yours. They're yours. So this week is a time for you to practice listening to that intuition. It may can't come in a dream, but for most of us, for me at least, it comes in a feeling of love and peace, or of, this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right to do that thing that I was on my way to do. And that could be to drive this way or to make that phone call. It could be to, again, the commandos come in. It could be you are really justified in being responsive and writing out your dissertation about why you're right and the other person is wrong. You really got it, but actually they're commandos. The thing is, for us as spiritual beings to learn not only to listen to that voice for God within us, but to learn to listen to each other when we disagree, when we have differing points of view. It would be so boring to live in a world where we agreed with everybody. We wouldn't grow. We'd be the same as we'd always been, and we would die. Because without change and growth, death is natural. So, even when it's uncomfortable, I'm encouraging you to follow that intuitive voice. Put your hand on your heart. Feel that energy in there. And repeat after me. I am an explorer. I explore my consciousness. I listen to the voice for God. It's good. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And now, Reverend Karen and Rick Dale. Yay.
Oh boy. Y'all know the Doobie Brothers? Really? Then you can sing along with this. There's only a couple of changes in the words, or you can dance to it, because it's about going into the wilderness. Well, don't you feel it growing day by day? People getting ready for the news. Some are happy, some are sad. Oh, you got to listen when you pray. What people need is a way to make them smile. It's so hard to do if you know how. Gotta get a message, get it on through. Oh, you know it's gonna do after a while. Whoa, whoa, listen to spirit. Whoa, whoa, listen to spirit. Whoa, whoa, listen to spirit. All the time.
Well, I know you know better everything I say. Meet me in the country for a day.
We'll be happy and we'll dance. Oh, we're gonna dance blues away. And if I'm feeling good to you and you're feeling good to me, there ain't nothing we can't do or say. Feeling good, feeling fine. Oh, you got to celebrate the day. Whoa, oh, listen to spirit. Whoa, whoa, listen to spirit. Whoa, whoa, listen to spirit. All the time. Like a lazy flowing river, surrounding castles in the sky. And the crowd is growing bigger, listening for the happy sound, and we got to let them fly. Whoa, whoa, listen to spirit. Whoa, whoa, listen to spirit. Whoa, whoa, listen to spirit. All the time. Whoa, whoa, listen to spirit. Whoa, whoa, listen to spirit. Whoa, whoa, listen to spirit. All the time.
Indeed. If there's anyone visiting us for the very first time today, if you would raise your hands, we have a gift for you. The ushers will, so keep your hand up until the ushers come to you with, there's some information, keep them way up. So here in this section, Joyce, there are two people, one on one side, one on the other. There's some information in that green bag about us, a gift for you, and she's coming, and a welcome card. And if you'd fill out the welcome card and let us know how you found us, then you can take that welcome card into the bookstore and you receive a gift, a gift of your choice. So let's welcome our visitors. Thanks for visiting with us today. And then if the stewards would please come forward, and we're going to we start by blessing. So we're going to I'm just going to set the consciousness, which will include our affirmation. And so as we know that this center is completely supported by the generosity of the people who attend it, and so we are giving back, the children are giving back at the same time as we are doing our offering. So let's know this together, that there is only one, and that one is pure abundance, pure love, and that it is everywhere present. It moves through us as generosity, as love, as connection, as truth. And so we are here in the greater idea and the greater good. And let's say together, my offering is my acceptance of God as the source of my supply and symbolizes my faith in the abundant flow of this supply.
The rain has moved on and left a new day. Nothing seems to move, everything is still. It's just a perfect day. The shadows and light that move with the wind hidden violets grow splashed with summer spray. Just another perfect day. On the wild and misty hillside, fear is nature's warning. Hunger here is never far away. And all of this world is for children who play. Days that never end always should remain. Another perfect day. Yes, all of this world is here for our play. Everything is still in this perfect day. Everything is still in this perfect day.
If the stewards would come forward, we're going to receive these gifts. Um, did anyone not receive a seed bomb that wanted one? If you put your hands up, the children will in the sound booth at the very back when we. Hey, yeah. Okay, and then if you put your hands so that you can feel the energy coming from them, and repeat after me. On behalf of my beloved center, I receive these gifts, knowing they bless everything they touch and return to every giver, multiplied, pressed down, and spilling over. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank Harry for joining me on the platform for your really exciting and awesome announcements. All right, Harry, it's all yours.
I'm going to start by thanking the Jewel Tone Choir for today's flowers in celebration of Rick and Karen's selfless service. Thank you, Rick and Karen.
Were you surprised?
And
well done.
If you're interested in signing up for flowers, there's a sign-up sheet out on the kiosk.
And more of Rick and Karen and Dave Friedman this Wednesday at our Wednesday Wisdom Faith Lift. It is the Beatles and their metaphysical meaning. So you don't want to miss it. Also, it's the first Wednesday of the month, so there will be food. 5:45. There's childcare. There's no reason to miss this. It's fantastic. Be here Wednesday at 7 o'clock.
Also coming up, we have the Lake Arrowhead Retreat, May 23rd through 26th. There's a flyer in the bookstore and also a sign-up on the kiosk.
All right, and we have a special announcement from a really deep-voiced person.
Good morning. I am here to announce the kickoff of the Gourmets for God actual dinners. Okay, we've got right now 21 dinners. These dinners range from Reverend Heather bringing a little bit of the Great White North into the palm tree country. We've got Hans bringing Germany. We've got prime rib. We've got a bunch of beach stuff, some meditation, all kinds of really good stuff. We've got a table in the back behind that sign there. And I want you all to come by and think about what this is all about. We go out every night. Well, some of us go out. Somebody may go out sometimes to eat some dinner. And that's, you know, money spent at a restaurant. This is a fundraiser. So I would like to encourage you all to take, this is going on until December. And I promise it will be an effing good, wait a minute, can I say that? No, just think about it. It's food, family fun, frivolous, happy, face stuffing feast. That's all I'm saying here, right? So come out in the back and let's see what's going on and really sign up. It's really good. It's fun. It's good for the church. It's good for the soul. It's good for the belly. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're looking for some service, just 1 hour a month needed. See Kathy's story for opportunities. I believe it's to make coffee.
Oh, now who doesn't like their coffee? Come on. Come on, y'all.
Your help would be appreciated. We also have a need for rides to the center and home for some folks. If you're interested in helping provide those rides, please see Barbara Klein Roebuck with the Circle of Love folks.
We have two more there. I want y'all to look at them. We're not going to read everything. David Ald is coming. I just can't let the moment go by without mentioning his name. June 8th. Come and find out why he is my hero. But classes are about to start again. So we have new classes that are starting, and please sign up for a class. Edinburgh Lectures will be taught by Reverend Bruce, and that starts May 12th. That is on Monday evenings. And then Prosperity Plus 2. Notice the 2. It's not your old, same old. It's Prosperity Plus 2, new and revised, with Dr. Heather and Reverend Michael DeFebo. So that sign up is also on the kiosk, and there is a $60 materials cost for Prosperity Plus 2. Edinburgh Lectures is a love offering. Don't forget to sign up for class.
Please see your flyer that's in today's program. Take home the center section. It's got information about the men's group, women's group, Shifting Sands, animal friendship, or excuse me, kinship ministry. So take home your flyer.
And just a heads up, those of y'all that are in business or you even know someone who is in business, we have suites available upstairs to rent. This is a great building to work in. I got to tell you, it's really a fun place to work. We have great consciousness. So if you or someone you know is looking for a place to come and take care of their business, see one of our office managers upstairs. That would be Ruth or Claudia. And our last really exciting and important, you really want to wake up for this, announcement is from Vedette.
Thanks, Patty. This is really exciting news. So in case you don't know, we have a very powerful marketing team behind the scenes. You don't see us very much, but we keep our heads down working for this center. And we have social media experts on our group, and we have online marketing experts, PR experts. We have a practitioner that holds the consciousness for the vision of this marketing team. And I will tell you, the vision that we have is pretty big, and that's to bring this center into a global community, and not only here in San Clemente, but we're positioning ourselves here in San Clemente to be the go-to spiritual living center in South County, but also we want to eventually position ourselves, and that's what we're working on doing now, as a global institution for teaching principles of spiritual living. So it's a very exciting time for us because we set this vision a year and a half ago, and 7 months ago we started creating a brand new website, which is up here, for our center. So this has been hours and hours and hours worth of work in the design, and we were very strategic in what we brought in, what we curated as far as content, and we feel like we delivered something pretty powerful for this center. And I want to explain a couple of the features so that you too can benefit from the website, but also help us create this global community that we are creating. So you'll see it's much more user-friendly than the old one. If you could, Mary, if you could scroll down a little bit maybe to, yeah, right there. You see pretty much anything you're going to need as a member of the center is very easy to find. We'll see classes, you'll see the ministers. If you're looking for a practitioner to work with, you can go to prayer ministry, events and calendar is right there. So it's a lot easier to maneuver in as a member of the center. And if you scroll back up, Mary, that would be wonderful. You see this box right here that says 21 Days to Living a Spiritual Lifestyle. This has two benefits to it. First, it's going to help us remind ourselves on this 21-day journey of what it really means to live a spiritual lifestyle. And it's really the simplicity of it. And I think sometimes in our lives we make things a little bit more difficult than they have to, at least I do. And so this 21 day to spiritual living journey really helps us to simplify it every day. But how you can help us with this is if anyone asks any questions about what's that church do you go to, or what's spiritual living, and is it a religion, you can simply relieve yourself of having to explain it. Leave them here, let them join our global community so we can start teaching what a spiritual living lifestyle is all about. So this is going to help us build relationships not only with people in San Clemente that we can invite here, but also people globally who will eventually participate in online programs and online classes that we'll offer. So if you are not on our mailing list, now's the time to get on it because you will get this 21-day journey. We are also moving people over from our old email client to a new one we will be using. So it's really important that if you're not sure, just let us know. You'll see me. I'll be in the front vestibule after the service, so I can take your name and email and double check that you're on it. And Lisa McClure will also be out at the hospitality table, so you can see her as well. But we want to make sure that you're on this list so you know what's going on, you know what the 21-day journey is, and most importantly, every Friday you will get what we're calling the CSLCV Daily, which is a curated blog post of all of our blog posts from that last week. So you'll be reading some of us who are blogging regularly and how we're taking the principles we learn here every day into our everyday lives. And if you're willing to blog for us maybe once or be a regular blogger, we'd like to invite you to join our blogging team as well. So with that, I invite you to go to cslcv.org and check this out. Get familiar with it so you can invite others to join our global community. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Vedette. Okay, that's all of our announcements, and I can hear the kids. I know they're ready. I'll explain a little bit about your speech. Go ahead. I'll talk over it. Is that really bad? Your seed bomb has the directions on the paper that it was wrapped in. I know those kids are on their way. For an intuitive game, we played hide and go seek, and that might be part of it.